Thank you, Bill. As Mayor Curran pointed out, we've addressed what, and covered here, what we have learned so far and what questions were raised through our research and through our discussions. And that leads to having practiced this thing area, right?
That's about
These newfangled inventions.
Just push that.
Thank you. And this leads to the questions, to the following points. We need to pursue a coordinated, collaborative, and comprehensive regional-wide land use planning. And the action steps would include that the Northeastern Ohio Mayors and City Managers Association would request the boards of the current regional metropolitan planning organizations, the MPOs, to assign to their directors the task of preparing a report on how to establish a planning process that coordinates the whole 16-county region. Who better can help us on that than the professional planners that know this area? So that would be the first step here in accomplishing this. The planning report will address the following goals. One, to advance the region's economic competitiveness. We can no longer afford to compete with each other. Our competition, we've got to realize, is the South, the Atlantas and the Charlottes, the Southwest, the Dallases and the Houstons, and the West, the Phoenixes and the West Coast, and even more particularly, the Koreas, the Indias, and the Chinas. Number two, we want to enhance the economic stability of all jurisdictions in this region. The old cliche that rising tide floats all boats. And don't forget, we are all in this boat together. Thirdly, to minimize the costs of infrastructure and energy, we need to be more efficient. We need to be more, to reduce waste and needless expenditures. Number four, to minimize the loss of farmland, open spaces, and natural resources. In a word, sprawl hurts. It's wasteful. It's counterproductive. Number five, we need to minimize environmental degradation. We are all seeing more and more that there is mounting evidence of growing damage to our environment. We need to address that. And it does have an impact on this. And number six, we need to determine how to establish a regional database for land use planning and for monitoring development patterns and land use change and tax-based change. In other words, let's get the facts and thereby enhance our use, our case, I should say, with facts, figures, not just speculation or guesses. The second step is the Northeast Ohio Mayors and City Managers Association would request the boards of the sewer and water districts within the region to assign the following tasks to their directors: to jointly prepare a report on how to establish a single integrated system that provides sewer and water services within the region and addresses the following goal: minimize the cost of providing water and sewer services while maintaining and expanding systems as needed to support economic development. In other words, we need to achieve efficiencies and cost savings to make us more competitive. And one of the best and most critical ways to do that, and services to do that, is in the area of sewer and water. Number three, Northeast Ohio Mayors and City Managers Association would request the governor and lieutenant governor to, one, provide policy and financial incentives to implement these previously mentioned tasks. Obviously, the state plays a key role here, and incentives do have a positive effect. And the state would be in an excellent position to provide, give us those incentives, to incent this to go ahead. And number two, reconfigure the boundaries of state department districts to conform with the boundary of the Northeast Iowa Regional Planning. It is absolutely silliness to, if we don't get rid of this, having to work with different departments, different sections within one of the state departments, because some of the communities of the 16 counties are under one section of that department and others under the other. We think this would be a very easy way to solve and make things a lot more efficient as the communities deal with the state. Number 4, Northeast Ohio Mayors and City Managers Association. Did I skip there? Okay. We expand the steering committee that's been set up that will advance this revenue growth sharing initiative by pursuing the following. Number 1, under tax sharing, review and confirm methodology with tax experts and obviously county auditors and other officials. So if we're into tax sharing, we're going to get into revenue sharing, we obviously make sure we worked with the experts in setting it up. Number 2, further investigate and develop details and equity for revenue sharing of commercial and industrial property tax and income tax. As Mayor Curran pointed out, we're not talking about anyone losing. We're talking about sharing as far as what would be the incremental growth from businesses and economic growth. Number 3, investigate the impact of property tax sharing on schools and school funding. We learned in our phase 1 as we went through this, one of the first red flags we go up is when we start talking revenue sharing, dealing with property tax, people say, whoa, what about the school system? Obviously, we've got to have a program that deals with and includes in this study how the schools be helped, school system, and so the school system are not hurt. So obviously that has got to be part of the study as we move into the second phase. Number 4, establish finite details of revenue sharing. As I said a minute ago, the idea is it will be revenue sharing of incremental growth. Number 5, investigate and resolve joint economic development district and tax abatement agreements. Clearly that is an issue that has to be on the table because various communities have those agreements, other communities do not. Further, and as part of our pursuit of this, looking at state enabling legislation to plan and undertake the implementation process, including promulgation of state enabling legislation as required. We know that some of the things we're proposing here are going to involve working with the state. Our preliminary investigation indicates that we may have the necessary legislation on the books now, and this may not be a problem or an issue we need to deal with. But to the extent it is, work with our state legislators to make sure that we do have enabling legislation on the books here in the state that allow us to carry this out. Communications. To communicate the rationale and the status of the Regional Economic Revenue Study Initiative to relevant state officials and officials in the metropolitan regions of the state. Clearly, as Mayor Curran pointed out, we have got to work together. We have got to collaborate. We've got to bring everybody on board. And as part of that, we have been meeting with some state legislators and other state officials. We know that it's got to be a teamwork approach. And secondly, to communicate that revenue sharing is not independent of land use planning. They must go hand in glove in order to be successful and productive. It is absolutely imperative that it's good and effective communication and thorough communications are absolutely essential as we would proceed in this study.